this game, but I mean, we're just sort of kidding with you then at that point. I think it's not really a fair statement to be making. So let's jump into draft, see if anything changes up. So far, exact same bans coming through, same sides as well for both teams. So Oman did not opt to swap over to the blue side of the Rift. And once again, very much the same bans. It's going to be Rek'Sai, Zeri, Milio, Syndra, LeBlanc, Maokai to start things off. So that does not change anything at all.
Yeah, you'd think maybe they'd want to change it up, but in terms of the bans, yeah, Packet did the exact same thing. And
First pick of Felios.
This is already worrying. You saw exactly what Mimic was able to do in the bot lane when they had no HP, when they had a helping hand, and mate, it was a scary prospect. But for Team Oman, we are going to see the change up back towards probably more of a team fight-esque comp, and it is going to be Samira North. So we saw that yesterday, and it went pretty well.
Yeah, now I would wonder though, what is Michelle going to pick into this one? Wouldn't be hugely surprised to see a Braum. That was an issue that Oman ran into yesterday when they picked Samira North as their first and second pick in the draft. The opposing support had not been selected at that point in time. And straight away, a Braum was just picked up, and that pretty much shut the lane down. They weren't able to do too much beyond that. Kasante taken through here again. For Wufo, so far pretty much the same draft. Obviously, support got picked second, and Kasante got picked third in the previous draft, but wouldn't be too surprised to see the support getting picked right here. And ultimately, I think it just kind of comes down to what Michelle wants to play, and indeed it will end up being the Braum. So yeah, a lot of sense being made with the draft so far here for Saudi Arabia, right? You take the big, strong picks early on, the Aphelios, you take the Kasante, counter pick your bot lane support, and leave mid and jungle for those counters. Again, wouldn't be super surprised to see the Vi coming through here for Ajwad. Looked like he had a great time on that champion, so if it is on offer, if it doesn't get banned away, that'll be an instant pickup as well. And at that point, again, you're kind of giving the Exodia comp over to Saudi Arabia. Like, I can't believe they get Kasante, Vi, Aphelios, Lulu in that first draft.
Yeah. Well, moving into the next phase of bans, let's see what goes down. We're finally going to see that Zac come through. It's been a while. We've seen it banned constantly.
Yep.
Very, very often. But now it's time to see exactly how that fits into the comp. And if Team Oman can make it work, of course, you know, it has been in and out of the meta for the last little while. It just depends on if you have someone that really wants to play it. I guess we'll see where it's going to be sent. You know, it could potentially go up top, could potentially just be slid into jungle. It looks like we're going to see that Talia, that Poppy banned out. And then on the other side of things, Cassiopeia going to be removed. So we'll see what the final ban is for Team Saudi Arabia here, and what they opted to do. And if they're just going to try to get another mid ban out there, of course, still need that jungle pick, still need that mid pick for Team Saudi Arabia. But it is the choice of Team Oman first. Olaf going to be respect banned too. So we have seen a couple of games on stream and off stream from Team Oman where S Plus loves that Olaf, but he's not going to get to play it this time. 10 seconds, and where are Team Oman going to kick things off with this first pick? And what are they saving the counter for? Looks like it will be a counter for potentially jungle, potentially mid. I guess that Zac's going jungle.
That Zac is probably going jungle, yeah, and the Malphite is probably going top, so it'll be the counter pick for mid. You would say for Saudi Arabia that they have to deal with.
Haven't actually got to see a Malphite be played yet. Every time there was an angle, it gets banned out.
Yeah, it has been banned a lot.
Yeah, a large amount, and I think we're about to see exactly why that is the case.
I'm not so sure about that one, to be honest.
No, the Sylas. You pick the Malphite, you don't ban the Sylas. Now, that's difficult to deal with.
It's not just the Malphite, though. It's also like you've got the Zac ulti, which is also really valuable for something like a Sylas. Chuck a Samira ulti on a Sylas. Things are just going to get pretty problematic pretty quickly.
How's the AP scaling on a Malphite?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Pretty good. You can play AP Malphite. I mean, you can play AP Malphite. It's not obviously the optimal way of playing him.
Also for that Sylas if he steals the ult.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's definitely going to get a lot of value.
Oh, and that Sylas is jungle, because we got a list mid. So Sylas is going to be running around everywhere. Get to see Ajwad flex in that one.
Yeah, why not?
And what is the counter pick here? What are they going to be sending into the list? It's a Yone. Okay, we're having lots of fun today.
Once again, it's really the wombo combo from Oman, isn't it? That's the kind of composition that they've liked to have been drafting so far.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. I always look at their drafts and I see the idea, I see what they want to be going for, but they don't execute very well on it. They do tend to fall behind a lot early on in the game and makes it difficult to kind of come back with the strong mid-game team fighting comp when you're down 15 or 20 kills or, 10k gold at 15 minutes. Just again, looking at the two drafts, like when you're going to play this kind of a composition as Oman, there is an angle definitely that you're going to be able to get in on top of this Aphelios, but if you mis-execute your engage or you fail to blow up the Aphelios, you don't get into that backline cleanly enough. There's enough peel from the Lissandra or from the Braum, Sante as well. Then you're kind of up the creek without a paddle, right? You've got all your eggs in the one basket. And so hopefully someone's going to be able to get ahead.
Eggs. Mate, I've had a lot of those over the last week.
Certainly have.
And I'm looking to find a few more eggs in some baskets today. But where are they going? Whose basket are they going in? Many questions that are about to be answered as we load into the rift for Game 2 between Team Saudi Arabia and Team Oman. I want to see this wombo combo pulled off. They did a pretty good job of executing those team fights yesterday. But so far today, Game 1 didn't go their way at all. And look, it's only uphill from here, right? Or downhill, rather. Surely things can get better. Surely they can, Jordan.
Well, yeah, I mean, it can't really get much worse than an 18.5-minute loss. You might see something like a 20-minute loss. That would be an improvement, I suppose. Let's see what Oman could do, though. Like, I don't mind their draft. It is very wombo combo heavy. Again, if you can pull that off, it can definitely do some damage. You do have a little bit of a stranger pick in the jungle here from Saudi Arabia, so maybe there's a bit of an angle there with the Silas. But again, we just talked about the Silas being quite impactful in this composition as well. So let's just wait and see. I think it does get to a point where it's kind of difficult to break some of these games down. So you just have to go along with it and enjoy the ride. That is a Dark Harvest Silas as well.
Oh, that's dangerous. Some scaling. He's going to be looking to fight. And you know that Ajwad has been very aggressive. So as you mentioned, there's going to be a lot of limit testing this game, which of course could let Team Oman maybe back into this one. Should be a longer game than what we saw in Game 1 of the series. But no crazy invades for that level 1. WK Master showing face down that bot side. Gets that ward off and won't go back for the sweeper, but he is going to go for a top 2 bot clear. On the other side of things, Team Saudi Arabia, you can see Ajwad making his way to that red buff. So either a full clear bot into something, or he might just full clear all the way and make it to top. Trinket going to be changed to a little bit of extra XP, a little bit of extra gold for mid for jungle.
Yep. That was nice. So Ajwad going bot to top, and WK Master going top to bot as far as the jungle clears are concerned. Zach does clear the jungle pretty quickly. Looks like he's going to go for the full clear as well. Go straight up to the Krug. So not leaving anything on notice. I'm interested to see how this bot lane plays out. Will Oman try to force anything early? I feel that would be a little bit of a mistake here. Nautilus really does get shut down quite comfortably by Braum. Like the color coordination down there in bot lane from Mimic and Michal. Both gone for the green skins. Beautiful stuff. Once again, you can see advantage Wufo in the top lane. He has got S+ in a problematic scenario already. Wave being pushed into tower. Lots of prio there for Wufo. He's not even scared about the jungler coming. Not even worried about that as being even a possibility. Jank's gone for a roam. Knows that he can't get anything done in the bot lane. But this might be a little bit too early to be going for those roams. You can see the issue arising in bot. Easy E is getting zoned away from that wave. Missing out on XP, missing out on CS. So a little bit of a lost cause there for Oman, making that rotation up in the mid.
WK Master was trying to look for any kind of info there. He's going to go for the early gank straight to the Onikan. Gets that root, gets that pullback, but Onikan knows he's got the helping hand of Ajwad not too far away. Omani feels like his playstyle should synergize pretty well with the Yone. And he's going to go for a deep ward just to track that jungle path. Ooh, a little bit of an invade in the meanwhile.
Well, nothing really happening across the map at the moment, Mac. But already a 6k gold lead, 6k gold lead.
Jordan, enjoy the peace and quiet while it lasts.
I am enjoying it, quite frankly. Perfect opportunity to go back to base here for Saudi Arabia, but they are recalling on Vision, so they may well get cancelled. Michelle opting to stay. It's the right choice if your ADC is not going to back. Generally speaking, you don't want to back either as the support. WK Master here might be in a bit of trouble. Is a Zach cancelled for the slingshot?
Going to hit with that exhaust and might not get out here. Will be rooted, will be stunned. Great chain of the CC, but they've still got to deal with the passive here as well. It's Ajwad to pick it up on the first blood, and that's going to be the jungle gap starting.
It is indeed. WK Master just stuck around a little bit too long looking for that Rift Scuttler.
Certainly thought he had the get out of jail free card with the catapult, but just doesn't get into position to get away.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of those things that you do have to channel, right? And if you get cancelled on that channel, then you're in for a world of hurt as the Zac. Timing didn't really favour him here at all. Ended up flashing as well, which was a mistake. Exhaust come through. Even were the exhaust not invested there,
yeah,
I think it's probably all over for him.
I feel like if there was an opening for him to try to catapult away, it would have been as soon as he goes into that brush and loses vision.
For sure.
But yeah, that's just min-maxing as well.
That's what you need to do.
And he can't, quite low. And he's going to hang around here. Doesn't have a helping hand on anyone. We'll have that flash to escape and try to scare away or bait out any of those Team Oman members. But yeah, with the flash burnt, Onikan is that much more juicy, ready for the gank. I think there's 2 ganks at mid already. Or 2 gank attempts.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but Onikan's going to be able to base. Does have TP to come straight back in. Will be full HP. And also very close to hitting level 6, so we'll have that Frozen Tomb. But gank is on offer for bot. Counter gank coming through from Ajwad here as well.
They're looking for it. Ajwad, certainly scary, but he will be able to get here in time. Mishal, quite low, but he's sustaining himself. We'll be able to flash away. Of course, that Braum is inherently tanky. Ajwad going to be able to get the AoE on everyone. Huge root coming through. WK Master surely not going to be able to get away here.
Cool
it
down.
Looks like they're trying to get Mimic to get that kill, but Ajwad realizes, okay, they can get away, so he's just going for it as well. Mr. Carry this game is what he's doing. Onikan might be able to find the angle. Can that get across? No, just doesn't quite have the range. But Jank hasn't left yet. Ooh, they don't know that.
Yeah, but nice counter gank. Good timing there from Saudi Arabia in that bot lane. And here we go again. Wufo up in top. Massive CS lead.
Yeah, ult for ult. S+. Happy just to stand and wait for another tower shot to come through. Playing a much safer game than what we probably saw from him earlier. But he is fully out of mana right now. He's just waiting for the old Asante gamer mode to deactivate. 2 timeout. And now is when S+ can start to get a couple of slaps in. There is a lot of Winions around here.
So greedy.
Wufo just greeting for that plate.
Yeah, but there's nothing you can do as the Malphite. Onikan in a bit of trouble here in mid, but Frozen Tomb is available.
Oh, in comes the hook. We are going to see that root come down. Mishal, though, just drops that door, holds it up. Onikan is right as rain. So,
yeah, certainly hasn't blown out as much, has it?
No, not yet.
Just 3 kills, but still a 2.5k gold lead is nothing to sneeze at this early in the game. The CS leads, the CS gaps in the top lane are just insane. Wufo has been styling on everyone in this group. Jungle's massively ahead. Here's another gank in the mid. There's just no moving at all for Omani 1v9. And that's pretty much the worst place to be as a Yone. You like to be mobile. He likes to be dancing around, but when he gets stuck standing still for so long, that's a problem. Now down here in bot, think about all this damage that's going into the Braum shield. I think Michelle goes low, he just flashes out, that's okay. Doesn't really need to have much more of an impact on this fight because Ajwad is there now to frontline for Mimic and no one can get onto Mimic. He's just getting all that cleave damage across. And Ajwad there for the cleanup comfortably in the end as well. So 4-0 now. Saudi Arabia progressing through this game very nicely.
Yeah, just those big kills on the carries from Team Oman. And things aren't going to get any easier. Looks like Team Saudi Arabia are starting to try to push the point. You do see this rotation through. WK Master thought he wanted to go for the Herald, but gets a little worried as Oni Khan walks out of vision. And they are just going to be waiting here to go for yet another gank at mid. Oni Khan aware, and he's just going to play it safe under the tower. Won't go too far forward there. Wufo again just going to have a fun day at the office up towards that top lane. Look at it, 40 CS lead, 8 minutes in, 9 minutes in. S Plus just waiting and hoping that this gank angle is going to be able to try and at least accelerate Omani back into the game, but walk straight over that pink ward. His position known now, and that means Wufo is able just to hit the tower for another plate. Herald not going to be taken in the meanwhile. Ajwad just going to try to rotate in. He's in between both these Team Oman members, but they walk away from one another, even though the mid laner was rotating up to help him. S Plus just ults to safety. Seems like there's absolutely no communication coming through in the Oman camp.
He dodged his own ult with his own ult. Unstoppable Force dodges Unstoppable Force. I mean, it's just crazy. How often do you see that? Well, Ajwad more than happy to just take the opportunity to hit the Rift Herald instead. And Oman will take a bit of a peek toward the Dragon. Michelle is there, so he'll get the info. I don't know if there's a contest angle here for Saudi Arabia. It is only a cloud break, so I don't even think they're super interested in it. Michelle's sticking around, helping him out. But yeah, that Rift Herald has very much been the priority for Saudi Arabia over the Dragon over the course of the Road to Asia Games. So they won't be too disappointed by that trade. But it is good to see at least Oman recognizing that they can find the trade there. They can find some advantages. Now, though, how does Plus survive? He doesn't have ulti.
And he knows they're there as well. Old mate Ajwad was just standing on vision, and you're just not even surprised about what's happening here. He can't survive. He could have invested the flash, but it would have just been a waste of one of those sums, and there's going to be more plates to fall here. So Ajwad on the Silas pick in the jungle. Yes, you might think it's odd affair, but Silas has been pretty strong in the jungle for a little while now. And you've seen as well already he's having impact with those ult steals, with his little bit of CC. Those chains have been perfect in his hands.
Yep. This definitely has some nice ganks, doesn't he? Got a lot of crowd control, a lot of gap close. So if he gets on you, chances are you are gone.
Jank with the target here. Won't be able... Well, he does clear one ward, but another appears instantly.
Yeah, Ajwad's here as well. They're reading the game quite nicely. They expect maybe a gank down in the bot lane.
Where is WK Master coming from? They find out right now, jumping straight onto the top of him. It is just Mashal, the target at the moment, though, but he's the tanky one. Why are you hitting him? Big damage coming through from Team Saudi Arabia, and they counter-gank that one to perfection. And it's going to be everyone taken by Team Saudi Arabia, and not enough damage was done. That's what you just don't target the support. You don't target the tank. They're looking for any kill to get on the board, but Team Saudi Arabia always with an answer. Oni Khan waiting for Omani to come back. Nice view to the ultimate. Ooh. That's going to be first blood for Team Oman. Nice smooth moves there on the way back.
Yeah, well done from Omani. That's not the easiest of fights to be taking when you're low HP, but did definitely get the better of Oni Khan down in that bot lane. We do see the Rift Herald getting activated. Mimic making short work of that tower, but the roam is starting to come through from S+. He's decided he doesn't have any interest in the top lane anymore.
He really hasn't. He's just been roaming up a storm. He can't live up there.
Malphite has ult.
Now hoping to try and get this kill on a Mimic. He's still squishy, and that's a big pick for Easy E to find, one that was desperately needed. But is it already too late? 6k gold gap. Wufo just standing, delivering, farming everything in his way. And Omani wanted to go for that one.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is not the fight that you want to actually be taking as the Yone.
Not at all.
He's
look how much armor is already there on Wufo.
Not got the greatest of matchups into those tankier bruiser type top laners. But maybe on the tower. There is an angle.
Man, maybe, just maybe. Omani hanging around here and hoping that Jank can help him out. But, of course, Nautilus is inherently squishy. Wufo taking a lot of shots from that turret there. It might be enough for him to finally fall. WK Master looking for it. There is going to be a bounty on his head, but Wufo still with that ult online. No one falls. It's the handshake, but this wave is clearing and this dive is coming very shortly indeed. 3 plates remaining here on the mid T1.
I tell you what, Wufo is absolutely fearless, isn't he? He really does not respect
Same as
at all.
Look at him jumping into 3, 4 men, sitting between the T1 and 2, happy just to invade with that many members from the opponents there because he knows that help is not too far away. And S+ again has just walked into a whole bunch of those Saudi Arabian members.
You don't get away here, unfortunately. Trying to run away from a Braum generally is a lesson in futility. 9 and 2. Number go up. It's good for Saudi Arabia.
I feel like S+ has been called out more than twice, but maybe he's just survived enough to certainly use the unstoppable force to survive.
Malphite is one of the safer top laners when he does have that ultimate available. It never feels good to be using it to escape, but definitely is a good escape tool in a pinch.
Yeah.
You've seen Mimic rotate up to the top lane to look for a couple more tower plates.
He's hungry. He's scaling, hitting with that one item on the board. And Easy, honestly, keeping up relatively well, of course, in terms of the items, but now we've lost his bot lane, Wufo. It looks like he's having a fight. It looks like something's happening there, but Team Oman, they've learnt their lesson from last game. Wufo is just too big on the Kasante. Oh, wow. And Jank now going to get that blast cone to try and survive. Ajwad very hungry to chase this one down. He knows he's low.
That damage is
What's
insane.
He got? The flash, he's hoping maybe. He's dashed across the wall and is 3 towers deep in the base of Team Oman.
He's also 14 Magi stacked deep into the Magi Soul Stealer, so he's got a little ways to go on that item, but he's really already hitting that point where his damage is just ridiculous for a champion that has as much crowd control and sustain as the Silas does. Omani 1v9 trying to duel here against Wufo, but I dare say that will be a mistake. A lot of armor for Wufo.
Yeah.
Got the plated steel caps as well, which really does a bit of a number on his own. Setting Shiv on that Yone though, helps him to clear that wave pretty quickly.
That Drake's up. Next Herald about to spawn as well. Omani going for it. He knows that that ult's down now, so thought that maybe there was an angle, maybe there was an option, but Jank just a little bit too far away on the Nort. Ajwad in the meanwhile going to be going 1-for-1 with the jungler. Team Oman and WK Master invest that ult to try to bounce to safety. Catapult. Has it created enough space? Well, the respect will finally be shown because Ajwad refocuses over towards S+ instead. Now has the unstoppable force and already baits out Malphite's one. Are we going to see it invested? He's looking for it. He's pumping him. He's smashing out so much damage. This AP source is insane. Only Khan not going to be able to get there to pick up a kill or steal the assist.
Yeah, doesn't even need it, does he? And that's another couple of stacks in the Magi Soul Stealer. Here we go. Oh my god.
Oh my lord, that unstoppable force straight on to Team Oman.
No one even got a touch on Easy E. That was all from Ajwad.
Yeah.
That's just insane damage.
It's too squishy, man. Too squishy right now. And Ajwad too big. 8-0 and 4. One is the max stacks 25 on the Magi's?
25.
So 1 away from maxing that one out. Big bounty on his head. And
it's another one.
He's found another kill. So there it is, max stacked at 16 minutes and 43 seconds.
I feel like 90 to 10 on this graphic is the maximum that it will go to, because we haven't seen anything above that. And to be honest, these last 2 games, if it was going to go there, it would have been in those 2 games. Look at that damage straight up onto the Samira.
It's that unstoppable force went over the Nort hook. He Nort hooked perfectly, but yeah, just couldn't connect, couldn't stop him.
Can't stop the unstoppable force.
That's it, mate.
That's why it's called unstoppable force.
Team Saudi Arabia chasing this one down. Jank, a little bit too big for his boots. Will drop his ult back on in. WK Master as well, just trying to draw a lot of attention. And Team Oman, they're trying to have a good team fight, but look at Team Saudi Arabia. Their health is not moving. There is no damage for Team Oman, and it is just a farm for Ajwad again. There's the triple. The WK Master is not too far away from the grave as well. Omani just hoping that he can survive wherever he is. And you're not expecting that one to happen. Wufo comes in for one. And Omani is just going to try to TP away. Oh.
Oh, they're pinging on the way. Oh,
He's going for it.
Oh, no, that's so sad.
Invest the ult to try to get there, but he won't.
The W didn't come across in time.
Respawn's coming through in the meanwhile, but the mid inhib turret has fallen, and it's a 15 kill lead. It's a 13k gold lead. It's looking exactly like last game.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter what you do here as Oman. You could have the perfect team fight, and you still would lose it. Perfectly executed, and it wouldn't be enough because, as you said, there's just not enough damage. Look at how long it's taking Rufo to die in a 4-on-1. He's not even going to die, man.
Barely losing health. Finally, an answer. Omani going to be able to come in for one, but you're looking at the kill feed. You're looking at Mimic farming, only Khan jumping in. And Archwide, again, not going to be losing any of those stacks. There's a wave pushed up at mid. This should be game almost as fast as the last.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do apart from say worth it in the chat at that point because you just sort of have to find the humor in the situation. They're not going to go for the end. Easy E and Jank are going to respawn.
They're not going for the end. All right, playing a slower game, I guess. Looking to go for the T2 at top. Only Khan decided that they didn't want to fight a fight that they could win. And of course that Baron is spawning in 30-something seconds, so there's plenty of objectives on the field, on the Rift for them to take here, but let's look at this one again. There was finally a world where Wufo was able to die, but in the meanwhile, you look at how much CC he's got, how long he lives, looking for rotation to come across. It's disgusting, honestly.
Yep. Everyone's just so fed for Saudi Arabia right now that there is no angle back into this one. There's no world, there's no argument to be made. Omani 1v9. I don't know, put him in the side lane. See if he can farm through a couple of bounty turrets with that static shiv. But
how they're still this hungry, honestly, because we're getting buffet breakfasts every day.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe they're waking up late.
This breakfast, and so they decided to eat Oman. Rufo is jumping in 1v5. Look at where his team is. He's going forward.
He's so happy with this. He is just fully okay with it. Archwide having a giggle in the cams, and now it is just going to be the full-on attack coming through. Wufo unstoppable, but he will be found finally. 4v5 angle, and maybe, just maybe, there's a world where Timo Mark can hit back, but look at that. Triple kill already, and it's a fourth. They're found by our good friend Mishal, and that should certainly be the game now.
I love that you're still setting it up, Mac. Maybe, just maybe, there's a chance.
Well, I don't know if Team Saudi Arabia are going to actually end, but we finally will get to see a dancing Shelly.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. Still haven't seen that pentakill come through just yet. Could have been in this game, but no dice. Dancing Shelly, though, we will be getting as the